Okay, forensics peoples. Today, for those of you who are not in the room, um, we're going to do the narc lab. Now, we've read through the front of the narc lab, or you should definitely read the front page. Okay, again, you guys can all read. Don't try to go search these on the internet. Read the front and use your brain. So when you get down to the questions for this lab, where it says, from the introduction reading, you are going to have, some of them you're going to have to piece parts together. You're going to have to sit there and say, okay, it says this in the reading, so what would the answer be? It's not going to be a clear statement. You have to start thinking analytically like a forensic scientist and say, all right, how would this be, how would it translate into an answer for the question? So these three questions: what types of drugs can give positive results when testing occurs a while after they were consumed or used? Right, so there's something in the reading that tells you you can get false positives if you eat something or have to take medication for something in a drug test screening for a job or a sport. When and why can a person receive a false positive? What types of circumstances yield a false positive? Again, think about that. And then, what are some circumstances that require blood or urine testing? And you can even think about it just in general for your knowledge that's out there in the media. What requires blood or urine testing on a routine basis? Okay. We talked about some of it in class. If you're not sure, again, reread this, because this is important. It talks about drug metabolism. It's not just there to be pretty. So let's look at the tests that we're going to do. We have somebody who's using narcotics. The particular narcotic they're using is cocaine. So when we look at the cocaine, which is a stimulant, we have to decide as an employer, are we going to hire these people? So there are 8 samples. So that's why there's 8 columns or rows in your data table. So this is for you to observe as I do the work. What color was there, or was there cloudiness? How intense was the color? Because that helps. So I have a well plate. What I'm going to do, guys, is it's 4 across. So I'm really just going to go right in order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In fact, let me see if I can get a pen that will write those numbers. I hate doing this because one of the things that we have to use will, if the pen is anywhere closer, the drop gets on it, it'll bleed into the well. So I'm going to have to be really careful when I do the experiment. Okay, so there's my 8 samples labeled on my well plate. When we do a lot of the drug analysis labs coming up, you will have things like these well plates. There's a couple different kinds. And you actually end up putting the material into those. So we have sample 1. This one's 5. This is 8. 7. That's not correct. 1. 3. 2. 4. This is going to be 6. Yep, good, it's 6. And then I have my 2 reagents. So it says add a drop of the urine, or 2 drops of the urine. So I'm going to take my urine, not mine, but the sample urine. Okay, it's simulated. That's why I don't have gloves on. So put a couple drops in each well. Now, those of you at home have the luxury while watching this video that you can fast forward and get past where I put the drops in. If you want, you should make sure I'm putting the right drop in the right well, because yes, you can get them confused. Ooh, that was a big drop. This dropper gives very big drops. There's 5. And I'm doing this on purpose, so you know that I'm not messing up. Here's 6. And I didn't just bring a plate to the camera and say, look, I've got my urine drops in there. you know that they're going in the right well. And so when I go to test it, if we get a positive, and I believe it says up above that you're going to add these reagents, and it says a negative result is pink and a positive stays colorless. And I didn't show you that this was number 8, so I'm going to cap it and show you. See, number 8. All right, now we have 2 different things that we have to put in the well. We have to put in the well human antibodies. So in other words, it binds to certain proteins that are in the simulated urine. And these caps are awful because they're like double sealing, so you have to press and pull. So I put 1 drop in each well. I'm just going to go down and across. Ooh, 8's urine is really light. Okay. 4 has darker urine. That might be because of the big drops. And then it says to put 1 drop of the enzyme that makes the reaction happen fast. So right now they're reacting. Ooh, that one didn't turn pink. Ooh, that's really pink. All right, so remember, I don't even have to stir this. Wow, that was like, whoo, that's a negative, right? This color change, this is what's weird about this particular test. The actual color change means that it is a negative result, which is weird. Usually it's the other way around. So this is just a strange test. And those that stay clear, so it's 3, 5, and 8, that stay clear. Now these are very dark pink, so it's definitely a negative. This seems pretty clear, and as it said, like that was what I would call a weak urine sample. It wasn't very concentrated. Person drank a lot of water, but the test should still pick it up. All right, so you want to record these results in this table, and then you're going to answer the questions. So a lot of this is answering the questions, but this is a very quick color test, color test for determining whether or not there is a narcotic in the person's urine.